Yuji Kaido was desperately ill. His only hope of living, suspended animation. 27 years have passed. While he slept, the world has changed.
Where are we? And what were those things back there?
The Blue have destroyed all he once knew and taken over the Earth.
This isn't a game we're playing. There's no room for amateurs here.
Mankind's last hope depends upon his survival.
So you'd better hold on tight.
Blue Gender, coming up next.
All right, guys, welcome to another addition to the Hidden Gem. So I've done this video before, but I want to redo it again, and this kind of be like a reboot to the damn segment. I used to do this, so if you're new to the channel, it's called Hidden Gem. I talk about anime, that a lot of people haven't seen. I would suggest to go see. I give you pretty much the synopsis and kind of the review of it a little bit. Will not play the anime in its entirety. If there's a promo or something, I may be able to, more likely. I think there is for this one, so you may be able to see some clips and stuff through it, if I can find one. If I can't, you just have to deal with the damn, the imagery. So let's talk about Blue Agenda. So Blue Agenda came out, I'm going to say 98. It came out at a time. Now, I'm going by two things. The history in Japan is a little bit different, so I'm not going to really talk about in Japan. I'm going to talk about how it came to the States. So this is one of Funimation's, known as Crunchyroll as of right now, earlier dubs. So let's say you had Dragon Ball Z as one of their first dubs. This is kind of their second one they kind of dabble with and try to experiment to do other animes with. Because at the time Funimation was hot. We'll get into Dragon Ball Z dub, so this came right behind it. And I believe this aired on Adult Swim in the 2000s, because Adult Swim debuted in 2001. So pretty much the synopsis of Blue Gender is set in 2030, and pretty much the world is overtaken by these giant bug-like creatures called the Blue. The Blue harvest human beings, pretty much eating them and stuff like that, and that's how they get their nourishment. However, we follow a character named Yuri, who was apparently put to sleep because it blows my mind. So they Austin Power his ass, put him to sleep because he had an unknown disease, and they were like, we'll freeze you. Come to find out, putting him to sleep was the way for them to defeat the Blues. So throughout the series, you get reasons of why he was put to sleep. You get the reason what the government was trying to do. So the government already knew there was an outbreak about to happen of these Blues. The Blues are considered aliens, but when you get more and more to the show, you'll get to know Blues are more connected to the human beings than what you think. From my experience with the show, when it aired on Adult Swim, I saw maybe 2 episodes, but I didn't see it in its entirety. I saw it years later when I got my computer in my own room, and I saw it, and I thought it was okay. Then I see it. I always check out Blue Gender. It's weird, every 3 to 4 years. Because it's one of those animes that caught my eye. It's not the greatest, but it's always caught my eye. I always like just the theme, the premise of it. But I have to call it out for what it is. It's pretty generic, and it's a rinse and repeat type of episodes they have. Now, there is, like, the first few episodes are probably the best ones, but there is one episode when Yuri is traveling with the other soldiers that pretty much pick him up, and he meets this girl. So he's trying to have hope because he sees this world, this apocalyptic world. He has no hope. He meets this girl and a dog. That is the probably best episode to me, and the saddest episode, because he gets to see how the world is. He gets to really understand, I'm not home no more. This is a whole different world. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Like I said, And you probably say, well, Johnson, do you get more of those type of episodes? Not really, especially once they leave Earth, because there's a second Earth, which is a satellite. It kind of gets convoluted. They meet other people, and then it loses its luster a little bit. It's good to follow Marlene, the character he's with, because Marlene is a badass woman who's a straight up soldier, trained to do one thing, follow her mission. But when she meets Yuri, eventually she starts to appreciate life, because again, she was raised in this post-apocalyptic world. Yuri wasn't, so they have two different mindsets and a way of thinking. And it's good to see Yuri influence her change of thinking a little bit. But yeah, so even though watching it 3 times, even though having my opinion of it now, even though just seeing them multiple different ways, phone, TV, phone again, work, I have to say it's a solid 6. It's watchable, and it's kind of rewatchable in the same way. I can see myself rewatching this again another 4 to 5 years again. It's just one of those things you always want to watch, especially this is really Funimation. It's studied like Funimation's earlier dub, because it was done by Eric Vale, the voice of Trunks, and Laura Bailey, who voices Kid Trunks, but most of y'all might know her who voiced that main female character in Fruit Basket, but a lot of people might also know her as Black Widow, because if there's ever a Black Widow animated something, she's usually voicing her, which she don't sound bad at all. She actually sounds pretty good. But yeah, it's something. It's really something. So, but yeah, as always, like, subscribe, peace. I hope you enjoyed this edition of The Hidden Gem. I'll see you guys in the next video.